The UUbers tier is something you might already be familiar with. This tier was created by the player 9’s in October as the solution to the insane power creep introduced in Generation 9. We have seen many Pokemon getting banned from the Gen 9 overuse tier to the Ubers tier. Gen 9 actually holds the record for the most amount of bans out of all the generations, and with this comes a big problem. Many Pokemon that are too strong for the OU tier are not actually good in the Ubers metagame, leaving them in this weird space where they are not really used at all in any tier, pretty much forgotten Pokemon if you will. Even Pokemon with Ubers level stats like Dialga and Palkia are not seen at all in the tier. Because of these many bans and unviable Pokemon occupying the Ubers tier, many people have asked for a tier between OU and Ubers, essentially an OU-BL tier. The fan-made UUbers tier has seen a lot of success and has been rapidly growing the past few months with over 2,100 people in the UUbers Discord server. Unfortunately, this metagame was not part of Smogon and thus not playable on Pokemon Showdown. The only way to play this metagame is through custom commands and servers found in the Discord server. However, today I have very exciting news regarding UUbers. The founder, 9’s, has given me the opportunity to tell you all that UUbers is now an unofficial Smogon metagame and thus playable as an actual tier on Pokemon Showdown itself. As you are watching this video, it should be playable, which is very exciting. Today we will go over everything you need to know about the UUbers tier and how you can start playing it right now. UUbers is actually getting a slight change to its name with its release as a Smogon metagame. UUbers will be officially renamed to Ubers UU. This is a subtle change but gives an indication of what the tier actually is. To those unaware, let me explain how the Ubers UU tier works. The Ubers UU tier actually uses the usage stats from the original Ubers tier, rather than that of OU, and has no relation with OU at all. This explains the name and is important to keep in mind. To explain how this actually works, let's take the current OU for an example. If a Pokemon reaches 4.52% usage or higher in the OU tier, it is categorized as an OU tier Pokemon, and if there's less usage, it will drop to UU, and this is how the usage currently works in Ubers UU as well. If a Pokemon has 4.52% usage or higher in the original Ubers tier, it will be categorized Ubers and not usable in Ubers UU. This means that even some Pokemon that are perfectly fine in the OU tier or below are not usable in the Ubers UU tier. Examples include Skeledirge, which is a UU Pokemon but sees high usage in Ubers, and Rabambe, which is an OU Pokemon but also sees high usage in the Ubers tier. Both of these Pokemon are thus banned and not usable in Ubers UU. With these tiering decisions, you get a unique metagame with a higher power level than regular OU that is kept in check by the high defensive capability of low usage Ubers, yet also lacks certain lower tier staples. Because of this, there are many viable playstyles in the Ubers UU metagame, and it's not centered around hyper offensive playstyles as one might expect. With UUbers' official release as a Smogon metagame, the tier will not only have a ladder on the official website that you can play, but it will also have a forum page and its very own chat room on Pokemon Showdown to discuss everything about the Ubers UU metagame. The Discord server also provides tons of information about the state of the metagame, like the usage stats, a detailed description of viable Pokemon, viability rankings, and some sample teams you can copy to instantly start playing. I will also link the Discord server below if you would like to join and take a look yourself. I've actually invited the founder of Ubers UU, 9’s, to teach you a little more about this fresh and unique metagame.
Hey Rose, thanks for having me. My name is 9’s, and I'm the tier leader of Ubers UU, and I want to tell you about the metagame. And one way to look at that is through the top 5 Pokemon. So, you have Zacian, Palkia Origin, Magearna, Cyclizar, and of course, Arceus. So, Zacian and Palkia Origin are maybe the two most powerful Pokemon in the tier. Zacian on the physical side, with its free +1 attack every time it switches in the first time in a game, and Palkia Origin with its base 150 attack, special attack, Spatial Rend, and Hydro Pump goes absolutely crazy. These two are also extremely fast. However, Zacian can come in and consistently revenge kill Palkia. These two are the primary wall breakers of your team most often. So, Magearna is really a glue that holds teams together, whatever you need it to do. If you want it to run choice specs, just be another special attacker, maybe you want to complement Palkia, it can do that. If you want to go defensive to be an answer to Zacian, that works. Magearna can run defensive, but it can also run special defense. It can run spikes, Volt Switch, Encore, Pain Split. It has a ton of utility, and you can almost always find a way that Magearna fits on your team. But if you're talking about versatility, you have to talk about Arceus. So Arceus, besides being many different types, also has many different roles. You can run it in a defensive set with Foul Play, Will-O-Wisp, Roar, Stealth Rock, Recover. You can run it as an offensive set with, say, Swords Dance, Flare Blitz, Extreme Speed. You can go special and run Calm Mind plus 2 coverage moves. You can go Ice type Judgment and Thunderbolt for Bolt Beam coverage. You can go a Stall Breaker set with Taunt, Calm Mind, Judgment on Arceus Dark. There's a ton of versatility there, and whatever you need, you can set that up in your Arceus. That brings us to the last of the top 5 Pokemon, which is Cyclizar. Now, Cyclizar is a whole lot less powerful on paper than those Pokemon, but it has a ton of utility. Of course, it has Shed Tail, that's legal in this format, that enables a lot of hyper offense. Cyclizar also knows Rapid Spin, so Rapid Spin is super useful because there's a very limited hazard control metagame in Ubers UU. In terms of the viable strategies, really you can run whatever you want. Hazard Stack works because of Goldango and the limited amount of hazard control. You can go pure hyper offense, or you could tone it down a little bit. Instead of having a bulky core, you could go full stall and load up your team with Alomomola, Clefable, Blissey, even Quagsire can be a Zacian answer. You can run basically any weather you want. Sand's good because of Houndstone. Rain's good because of Palkia Origin. Even some people run Overquill. Sun's good because of Chi-Yu. Snow is good because of Aurora Veil, Ninetales enabling threats like Baxcalibur, Arceus Ice, or just setup sweepers like Espathra. There's a huge variety, and that's partially why Ubers UU is simply just so fun. Thank you, Rose, for having me and for sponsoring and putting Ubers UU in the spotlight. We just got our ladder, we just got recognized as a metagame, we just got on Smogon, so it's really important that all of this happens now. Thank you so much. Go like and subscribe and leave comments for Rose. Give them those good algorithm bonuses, and thank you so much. Back to you, Rose.
Thank you, Kind for providing this information to me and giving me the chance to announce the release of Ubers UU. Thank you for watching, and I will better see all of you playing Ubers UU on the ladder.